Student, today we are going to start practice set 2.2. Among them, first numerical is question number 1 and the part is, in figure, y is equal to 108 degree and x is equal to 71 degree. Are the lines M and N parallel? Justify, or you can say justify your answer. Let us try to understand the same content or concept from a diagram. Here they have given line M and line N, and they have given line L as a transversal. Here they have given two angles. One is angle Y, which is having a value of 108 degree, and value of x, that is 71 degree. And we have to justify whether line M is parallel to line N, either yes or no. With justification we have to give the answer. So one by one, as per diagram we can observe that angle X and angle Y, these are lies on one side of a transversal. I repeat, angle X and angle Y lies on one side of a transversal. Naturally, if their addition is 180 degree, then property of interior angle will get satisfied and we can say that line M and N are parallel. But if angle addition of X and Y is not equal to 180, then they does not satisfy the property of interior angle for a parallel line, and we can say that line M and N are not parallel line. Let us do the calculation over here, and the part is, so your answer and the part is from diagram. Here x plus y, or you can say angle x plus angle y, and the part is angle x plus angle y, that is 71 degree plus 108 degree. If we want to do mathematical addition, 8 plus 1, that is 9, 0 plus 7, that is 7, and 1 as usual, and this value become 179 degree. Means x plus y, that value is 179 degree. Logically we can say that it is not equal to 180. Naturally 179 is not equal to 180, means we can say that angle x and angle y does not satisfy the property of interior angle for parallel line. Therefore, angle x and angle y does not satisfy property of interior angle as their addition is not equal to 180, as addition is not equal to 180 degree. Therefore we can say that line M and line N are not parallel lines. And reason become by property of interior angle theorem. And in this way, simply we can complete this numerical. Now coming to the second numerical, and the part is numerical number 2. In figure, if angle A is congruent to angle B, angle A is congruent to angle B, then prove that line L is parallel to line M. Now same part we are going to understand over here from diagram point of view. They have given line L and here line M are given and line N is a transversal. They have given angle A is congruent to angle B, angle A is congruent to angle B, then prove that line L is parallel to line M. Here we cannot create direct correlation A with B. For that part, we know that angle A equal to angle B, it is already given by them. We are going to take another angle over here, and I am going to indicate the name of this angle as angle C over here. So this is a new angle I am going to take over here in case of a measurement. Now first, they have given angle A equal to angle B, it is already given by them. Second, Here angle A is exactly equal to angle C, means vertically opposite angles. That's why these two angles become congruent. Now in the first case we are saying that A equal to B. In next case we are going to discuss angle A equal to angle C. Naturally from 1 and 2 we can say that angle C equal to angle B. But if angle C is equal to angle B, then these are nothing but corresponding angle. And if corresponding angles are congruent, then definitely the lines are parallel. Means line L is parallel to line M. And in this way we are going to write the part of our answer. And the part is here. So answer from diagram. Here one by one. Their first part. Angle A is congruent to angle B. Angle A is congruent to angle B. That is nothing but given. And second part. Angle A is congruent to angle C. Angle A is congruent to angle C. Reason become vertically opposite angles. Here for the first part I am going to call it as equation number 1, and for second part I am going to call it equation number 2. So in case of equation 1 we have written angle A is equal to angle B, they have given. In the second case angle A is congruent to angle C, reason vertically opposite angle, we have given equation 2. From equation 1 and 2, if angle A equal to angle A, naturally here angle B and angle C become congruent. So the part is, therefore from equation 1 and 2, angle C equal to angle B, angle C is congruent to angle B. As angle C is congruent to angle B, but these are nothing but pair of corresponding angle. But angle B and angle C are corresponding angles. And as corresponding angles are congruent, then lines are parallel. Definitely we can say that line L is parallel to line M by property of corresponding angle. By corresponding angle property. Corresponding angle theorem. And in this way we can complete the part. So this is quite simple for you. Definitely within a specific time you can complete it. Now we are moving over here to question number 3, and the part is, in figure if angle A is congruent to angle B, angle A is congruent to angle B and angle X is congruent to angle Y, then prove that line L is parallel to line N. Now what is exactly given in the diagram? Observe it from diagram. They have given first line L, second line M and third line N, and K is a line which is act as a transversal over here. As per their first condition, angle A is congruent to angle B. If angle A is congruent to angle B, automatically we can say that these are look like corresponding angles. Naturally you can say that line L and M are parallel line and line K is act as a transversal. Means from first group we can conclude that line L is parallel to line M. In second category, they have given angle X is congruent to angle Y. If angle X is congruent to angle Y over here, then the part is, here you can see that line M and line N will be act as a parallel line, or you can say this line act as a transversal. Automatically this angle X and angle Y are nothing but alternate angles. As angle X is congruent to angle Y, these are nothing but alternate angle. Automatically we can say that line M is parallel to line N. In the first case we have proved L parallel to M. In the second we are able to prove M parallel to N. If first line is parallel to second line is parallel to third line, naturally first line is parallel to third line, means line L is parallel to line N. And we are going to write entire answer in terms of a proof. Now as per a diagram described, we are going to write the answer in the form of number, statement and reason. So the part is number, statement and reasons. Now the one by one part. In the first case, they have given angle A is congruent to angle B. Taking from that part, first, angle A and angle B are two corresponding angles formed by transversal K. Formed by transversal K. Now the part is, they have given angle A is congruent to angle B. Angle A is congruent to angle B. They have given. So, if angle A is congruent to angle B, naturally line L is parallel to line M. Therefore, line L is parallel to line M. And when corresponding angles are congruent, lines are parallel. That is a property we have completed. So, by property of corresponding angles, theorem, I am going to give it as equation number 1. Line L is parallel to line M. In second part, they are also given angle X and angle Y are also congruent. So, angle X and angle Y are formed by transversal but it is not K, they have not given a name. So, we can have angle X is congruent to angle Y. They have given, so we are going to write it as a given. Naturally, line M is parallel to line N. Line M is parallel to line N. I am going to call it as equation number 2. And here, X and Y are nothing but alternate angles. So, by property of alternate angles, by alternate angle theorem or alternate angle property theorem. Now, the next part is, in the first case we have said that line L is parallel to line M and same line M, now we are writing it parallel to line M. If L is parallel to M and same line M is parallel to line N, so from 1 and 2 we can write that naturally line L must be parallel to line N, and in this way from 1 and 2 or from equation 1 and 2, so the third part is, therefore line L is parallel to line N, and we can write from equation 1 and 2. So in a reason from equation 1 and 2, and in this way you are supposed to write the answer. Student, please write the answer in the form of number, statement, reason. Definitely it needs some time for a practice, and write it in a separated format so that everyone can understand, like your group 1, group 2, conclusion, and in this way your answer look appropriate and you will get full marks. Now moving to the fourth question, and the part is question number 4. If ray BA parallel to DE, ray BA parallel to DE, angle C is equal to 50 degree and angle D is equal to 100 degree, then find the value of major angle ABC. They have also given one hint to us. That hint, draw a line passing through C and parallel to line AB. This is the hint provided by them. Let us try to understand the same question from diagram point of view. They have given one ray as BA, second ray as a DE, and they have given that ray BA parallel to DE. After that they have drawn two segments, one is a DC and second is a BC. Now angle C, which is formed over here, they have given it as a 50 degree, and angle D, which is formed over here, they have given it as a 100 degree. And their question is, find the value of major angle ABC. Means we have to find the value of this angle over here. In this case, they have also given a hint for that part. Draw a line passing through C. Draw a line passing through C and parallel to AB. Means they have given a hint that we have to draw a line parallel to AB, but that line must be passing through C. Means we have to draw one line over here parallel to AB and passing through C. And this is a line that they are expecting. Just to highlight that part which passes through C, I am going to indicate 2 points. One is as M over here and second is N over here. And this is the hint given by them. But our target remains same. Our target is to find the value of angle ABC. No doubt we are going to write a proof in form of number statement reason. So please pay attention this part. Now as per their requirement, we have drawn a construction, a line passing through C, and we are indicated that line name as MN. Now you cannot understand all part over here, so I have drawn a subdivided diagram of that part, so you can understand the part. Here, as we have drawn a line MN which is parallel to AB, naturally it is parallel to DE also, because AB and DE are already given a parallel. As this MN which is passing through C is parallel to AB, naturally it is parallel to DE. In short, here AB, DE and MN, all three lines are act as a parallel line. In step 1, we are going to take DE parallel to CM, DE parallel to CM and DC act as a transversal. If you are unable to understand, observe over here. DE parallel to CM, DE parallel to CM and DC act as a transversal. Naturally, DE parallel to CM, then angle EDC and angle DCM become alternate angles, and we know that the alternate angles are congruent. So they have given EDC as 100 degree. Automatically your this angle, so called as angle DCM, it also become 100 degree. Part 1. As this is 100 degree, automatically its alternate angle is also 100 degree. As angle DCM, again I am coming to original diagram, angle DCM is 100 degree. Among them, this portion means DCB is 50. Naturally you can get remaining value also 50, because 50 plus 50, that is 100. So this is new value will be available for you, and this value become 50 degree. Here BCM, here angle BCM is 50 degree. So this value now become 50 degree. Again we know that AB is parallel to CM. Here AB parallel to CM and BC act as a transversal. If it is a 50, then these two angles become pair of interior angles and they act as a supplementary. Means AB is parallel to CM and BC act as a transversal. If it is a 50 plus how much is equal to 180, means this angle C plus angle B means 50 plus angle B is 180, and in this way we can find out the value of angle B, or you can say value of angle B, and in this way we are going to complete the answer. So whatever be part I have shown in a breakup, definitely 50 plus how much is 180, that angle is nothing but 130, but we are going to write all the part described over here in terms of logical answers. Now one by one part in terms of numbers, statement and reason. First part, as per structure, we have drawn one line MN which is passing through 3C parallel to AB as per their structure. So first, line MN passes from C, passes from point C, and line MN is parallel to AB. Line MN is parallel to line AB, or you can say ray AB. And this is we are done extra part, means by construction. Now automatically your ray AB, ray DE and line MN all become parallel to each other. So I would write, therefore ray AB parallel to ray DE parallel to line MN. Now this is one part in terms of proof. So I am going to give it as equation number 1 because it is required everywhere. Now moving to the second part over here, and the part is, in second group we are going to discuss as ray DE parallel to MC. Here we are going to discuss about this diagram as ray DE parallel to CM and DC act as a transversal. DE parallel to CM and DC act as a transversal. Then angle EDC is equal to DCM, and both become 100 because 100 is given to us. This part I am going to write in terms of number 2. So the part is, as ray DE parallel to CM and DC act as a transversal. DC act as transversal. Therefore, angle EDC is congruent to angle DCM, and reason become alternate angles. And we can have a part. Therefore, angle EDC is equal to angle DCM is equal to 100 degree. I am going to give it as equation number 2. So you are able to get this value EDC is now as 100 degree. So we are reached up to equation 1 and equation 2. Now we are going to take breakup of angle EDC, which is equal to DCM. Now we can use this value of DCM as 100. Now DCM we are using it as 100, but DCM is part of two angles, and the part is, now as we are able to get DCM equal to 100 degree over here, observe the diagram carefully. DCM is 100 degree. Among them DCB is 50. Naturally we can get BCM, but again we have to write in third group, and the part is here. Third, angle BCD, or you can say DCM. Angle DCM is equal to 100 degree. What is meant by angle DCM? Angle DCM is nothing but angle addition of DCB. Angle DCB plus angle BCM is equal to 100 degree by angle addition property. By angle addition property. Now we know that value of DCB is 50 degree. So your part is 50 degree plus angle BCM is equal to 100 degree. Now we have to calculate angle BCM is equal to 100. This plus 50 goes to that side as a minus 50, and we know that 100 minus 50 means 50 degree. So we are able to get the value, and the part is angle BCM is equal to 50 degree. So angle BCM, here you are able to get BCM, this value as 50 degree. Again, if BCM is 50, observe this diagram. BCM is 50 degree, But again, AB is parallel to CEM. AB parallel to CEM and this BC act as a transversal. Naturally, angle C plus angle B, this angle addition is 180 degree because these two lines are parallel line and BC act as a transversal. Now writing that last part over here, and the part is. Now giving the explanation as AB parallel to CM and BC act as a transversal. So writing the part. Fourth group, as BA or ray BA parallel to CM and BC act as a transversal. Therefore, angle ABC plus angle BCM is equal to 180 degree. We can say pair of interior angles. Now, angle ABC plus BCM, that is 50 degree, is equal to 180 degree. Just we have to shift this 50 to that side. And therefore, angle ABC is equal to 180 degree plus 50 goes to that side as a minus 50 and 180 minus 50, that become 130 degree. And in this way, we are able to get the value of angle ABC is equal to 130 degree. And in this way, we can complete the entire numerical. Student, once again please pay attention. Write the answer in the form of number, statement, reason and properly so that you can understand entire structure. And for final answer, please make a box. Continuation with the last numerical and the part is here. Question number 5 and the part is, in figure, ray AE parallel to ray BD. Ray AF is bisector. Ray AF is a bisector of angle EAB. Ray AF is bisector of angle EAB. And ray BC is bisector of angle ABD. Prove that line AF parallel to line BC. Same numerical, I am going to explain over here in terms of diagram point of view and the part is. Here, they have given AB is one line and AE and BD are, you can say, rays over here. According to that, the part is, as per their given condition, AF is angle bisector of EAB and BC is angle bisector of ABD. Along with that part, they have given ray AE parallel to BD, AE parallel to BD. Now, with this part, we have to prove that line AF parallel to BC. Just for clearance of this part, I am going to clear some points from here. And the part is, here we can see that if AE parallel to BD, then you can say AB is act as a transversal. Now I am changing some nomenclature given from textbook and writing it over here. If AE parallel to BD as per given and AB act as a transversal, naturally angle EAB must be comparable to ABD. Here, this angle must be comparable to this angle. And temporarily, I am going to indicate it by 2x and 2x. Now why 2x? Let me clear in the explanation. Let us say this is a 2x means these angles are equal. Now from this diagram, again we are moving in upstairs and the part is, if EAB is 2x, then AF is an angle bisector, means this 2x is going to divide into two parts, x and x. Means you can say this value of angle x and automatically this angle value is x. Similarly, here BC is an angle bisector, BC is angle bisector of ABD. If ABD is 2x, then half of it xx means again it becomes x and x. In book they have given 2x and 2y, but I have removed that concept and I have taken 2x as the same. Now, if this x equal to x, logically, angle FAB is equal to ABC, reason x. I'm going to be taking over here. Naturally, these two angles are congruent, then this will be act as alternate angle, and we can say that AF parallel to BC, that part can be. So, first part we are going to write in number 1, then half of this means xx in part 2, and last x equal to x part 3, and we are going to complete the answer. So, please pay attention when I would write the answer for you. For this part, I am going to create a structure and you can directly observe that structure. Now student, whatever the explanation we are given over here, supported to that part from the reference of this or this diagram, that is breakup of x and x, and also I have run over here. This is the part 1 that I am going to explain over here. After that breakup of x as a part 2 and then x, that is an alternate angle 3. I am going to write in the structure, pay attention. I am going to write the answer in the form of number, statement and reason, and the part is. So first part. Here starting from their first part, AE parallel to BD, starting with the same part, as ray AE parallel to ray BD, and AB act as a transversal, and AB act as transversal. We can say given, because ray AE parallel to BD, they have given us naturally angle EAB is congruent to angle ABD, and reason become alternate angles. So reason become alternate angles. Now from here we are able to get angle EAB equal to angle ABD are congruent. Now this congruency part I am going to convert it to equal because I have to represent that value as 2x. So the part is therefore angle EAB is equal to angle ABD is equal to 2x, and you can say C means we are considering it as a 2x because this part is required for the next derivation. Now next part over here, and the part is they have given us a true condition. Among them, first AF is a bisector of angle EAB and BC is a bisector of angle ABD. So writing that reference over here, first AF is a bisector of angle EAB. Also, AF is bisector of angle EAB. Angle EAB. They have given, so I am going to write it as given. Now we can have AF is a bisector of angle EAB. So I am writing out angle FAB. Therefore, angle FAB, that is equal to angle FAB is half of major angle EAB. Now here, half of major angle EAB, but EAB is 2x. So simplification of that part. Half of 2x and that become x. So your value, angle FAB, we can write it as. Therefore, angle FAB is equal to x, and I am going to call it as equation number 1. Why? Because it is required in the next part. Similarly, we are going to write for the next angle. And they are also given ray BC is bisector of ABD. Therefore, ray BC is bisector of angle ABD. They have given it, so I'm going to write it as given. Again same part. Ray BC is a bisector of angle ABD, but in that case they have given BC is a bisector of angle ABD. So writing for that part in terms of angle ABC. Therefore, angle ABC is half of major angle ABD. Again, value of major angle ABD. Value of major angle ABD. Again, this value of angle ABD is 2x. So again, value of angle ABD is half into 2x, and that simply become x, or you can say x degrees. Now, again, angle ABC. Here, value of ABC become x degree. So I will write. Therefore, angle ABC is equal to x degree. I am going to give it as equation number 2. Now observe carefully about equation number 1 and equation number 2. Value of equation 1 is x, or you can say x degrees, and that is equal to FAB, that is x degree. Value of angle ABC, that is also x degree from equation number 2. Now x equal to x, naturally this angle equal to this angle, or angle FAB equal to ABC. Therefore, from equation 1 and 2, we are writing the reference fourth part, and the part is here angle FAB equal to angle ABC equal to x. Angle FAB is equal to angle ABC is equal to x degree. We can say from 1 and 2, from equation 1 and 2. But these are alternate angle. Now, when alternate angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. Means you can write line AF parallel to line BC. Therefore, line AF parallel to line BC, and in this way we can complete the part. If you want to write a reason, alternate angle test for parallel lines, and in this way you can complete your entire numerical.
Hello friends, continuation with the last numerical and moving to the next part, and the part is question number 6. First of all, I am going to explain the theory, then diagram, and then we are going for an answer. A transversal EF on line AB and line CD intersect the line at point P and Q respectively. Ray PR and ray QS are parallel and bisector of angle BPQ and angle PQC respectively. Prove that line AB is parallel to line CD. Now whatever may be question we have read, now once again we are trying to understand from diagram point of view, and the part is there is a one line AB, there is another line CD, and EF is a transversal. When this EF is a transversal we have drawn, it intersect line AB in point P and line CD in point Q. So P and Q are the point of intersection. Next, as per given part, here they have given the part ray PR and QS are parallel and bisector. So the part is, try to understand ray PR. This is nothing but the same structure I have drawn over here. Ray PR means here ray PR is a bisector of this angle. Means here you can say that these two angles are congruent. So ray PR and ray QS are parallel as well as bisector. Ray PR parallel to QS as well as these are angle bisector, means these two angles as well as these two angles are equal. So as per their statement, ray PR and QX are parallel and bisector of ray PR and QS are bisector as well as parallel of angle BPQ and PQC. Then prove that line AB parallel to line CD. We have to prove that line AB parallel to line CD. And in this way the part is. Previously we have done one numerical in which we have taken angle 2x, converted into half as a x and shown is alternate angle test. Here we are going to do the same thing but in reverse order. Now what exactly? If PR parallel to QS, then the part is, if PR parallel to QS, then PQ is act as a transversal and we are going to count this angle as x and x. These are congruent because these are alternate angles. Now in second category, if x equal to x, because these are alternate angle, because they have given line PR parallel to QS. Next, PR is a bisector of BPQ. Naturally, if it is a bisector, this angle become x, automatically it is also become x. Similarly, QS is a bisector of angle PQC. Naturally it is x. This also become x. In the next stage, this BPQ is x plus x, means that become 2x. Also PQC is x plus x, means that become 2x. Now as 2x equal to 2x, but these are nothing but alternate angle. So BPQ is equal to PQC, that is 2x, 2x. Naturally, these are alternate angles and these are congruent. Naturally, we can say that line AB parallel to line CD. And in this way, we are going to complete the entire answer. Starting from XX. So observe it, the part. Taking the reference of this diagram over here and the part is, they have given ray PR and ray QS are parallel. Taking the reference over here, first part, ray PR is parallel to ray QS, ray PR parallel to QS and PQ act as a transversal and PQ act as transversal. They have given, so I am going to write it as given. So we can say angle RPQ, is congruent to angle PQS, and reason become alternate angles. Now as for a part, we are assume it as x, so we are also going to write, therefore angle RPQ is equal to angle PQS is equal to x, and we can have a C. Now next part, they have also given PR and QS are the angle bisector of BPQ and PQC. So the second part is, so as per given part, next ray PR is angle bisector of angle BPQ. They have given, so I am going to write it as given. Ray PR is angle bisector of BPQ. Therefore, angle BPQ is 2 times of angle RPQ, major angle RPQ, and that is nothing but 2 times of x, and that value become 2x degrees, and that is the value of angle BPQ. Now I am going to give it as equation number 1. Now similarly, we are going to write for the second part, and the part is, here they have also given ray QS ray QS is angle bisector of angle PQC. They have given, so I am going to write it as given. Ray QS is angle bisector of angle PQC. Therefore, angle PQC is equal to angle PQC is equal to 2 times of angle PQS, 2 times of major angle PQS, that is 2 times of x, and this value become 2x degrees, and that is the value of angle PQC. Now this equation I am going to call it as equation number 2, and the part is from equation 1 and 2, 2x equal to 2x, naturally we can say that angle BPQ is equal to PQC. So fourth part, here angle BPQ is equal to angle PQC is equal to 2x from equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2, as BPQ equal to angle PQC, but these are nothing but alternate angles. But these are alternate angles, and as these are alternate angles and these are congruent, then we can say that line AB parallel to line CD. Therefore, line AB parallel to line CD, and we can have by property of alternate angle test for parallel line, alternate angle test for parallel lines, and in this way you can complete your entire proof. हेलो फ्रेंड्स एंड माय डियर स्टूडेंट, अगर आप हमारे वीडियोस देख रहे हो और आपको ये वीडियोस पसंद आते हो तो आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और नीचे दिए हुए बेल आइकन को क्लिक करना ना भूलें। साथ में अपने फ्रेंड्स और ग्रुप इसमें भी आप ये वीडियो शेयर कीजिए ताकि नॉलेज ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बच्चों तक पहुँचे। अलग अलग टॉपिक के साथ मैं आपको मिलता रहूँगा। मैं आपका एसवी सर आगे आने वाले वीडियोज़ को बनाता रहूँगा और आप तक पहुँचाता रहूँगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच।